Hey there everyone, it's Link Cable, and I quickly wanted to say a thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed to the channel due to Birdkeeper Toby's shout out. It has been an incredible feeling, almost doubling in subs overnight, and now I am so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is just so crazy. The amount of love that has been shown has been outstanding, and I couldn't thank you all enough. I am honestly so grateful to everyone who has supported me and helped me along the way, like all of my amazing friends and family, everyone who watches my content, and of course a special thank you to Toby who inspired me to start my channel. I appreciate every last one of you and for every kind word that has ever been said. If the channel hits 1,000 subscribers before next week, I will plan to do a Q&A video by next Saturday. So if there are any questions you have for me or questions you just want to see me answer, simply leave a comment with a question on this video and I'll try to include as many as possible. Now with all that being said, let's get right into this video. Play my intro. Bug types are some of the most underappreciated Pokemon found in the Pokemon series. This may be due to their appearances, their weaknesses, or perhaps even people's personal fears towards insects in real life. But in the Pokemon world, there are plenty of amazing and interesting creepy crawlies which can be found across every region. Hey there fandom, I'm Link Cable, and in this video I'll be counting down my top 10 favourite bug type Pokemon. Now of course, this list is 100% my own opinion and it's totally fine if you disagree with any of my choices. So if you don't see a Pokemon that you like here, why not drop a comment down below telling me what your favourite bug type is and why. Also consider smashing the like button to show your support if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload. I should also mention I won't be doubling up any one Pokemon in these Pokemon typing videos. This way I get to talk about each Pokemon that I like that may have a dual typing, and it makes each spot in each video unique from the rest. Now with that being said, let's start off by counting down from number 10. So this may come as a surprise since Durant may not be one of the most popular Pokemon in the series, possibly due to its 4x weakness to fire, it being a Pokemon that can't evolve, or maybe even being a Gen 5 Pokemon. But I simply just love this Iron Ant Pokemon. And here's a fun fact, Durant is one of the Pokemon that was actually designed by Ken Sugimori himself, who's the original illustrator of the Pokemon games. So this explains why Durant has such a simple yet perfect Pokemon design, being based upon an ant that is of course covered in metal, hence its name being part durable, referring to its steel type, and also the ant insect. Because of this, it reminds me so much of the big bad Beetleborgs, which, geez, that shows my age. But also it reminds me of Ant-Man and his companion, Anthony the Ant. And I love that little guy. Love that movie. I hope we see more from Durant in future Pokemon games, perhaps maybe a new evolution, or perhaps even a Mega Evolution someday. Gen 8 perhaps? Beedrill is one of the original bug-type Pokemon introduced way back in Generation 1 with its sleek Killer Bee design. This thing was always a threat in the original anime series, and in Generation 6 it gained a terrifying Mega Evolution, which, simply put, made it look more of a badass. And I guess, yeah, it improved its stats, like its attack and speed went up. That's pretty cool. I guess that's a bonus. Anyway, interestingly enough, Beedrill is of course stylized after a bee, but is also designed after both a wasp and a hornet, combining all three of these yellow killers into one big monster. I don't know if that's possible in real life. I might have to go watch Bee Movie again to understand it all, but yeah, it sounds cool. Anyway, I guess Game Freak might have in some way inspired the Predacon Waspinator from the Transformers Beast Wars series, which came out later in the same year. Or at least I like to think they did. Or maybe it was that Waspinator inspired Mega Beedrill years later, because Mega Beedrill has that sort of like robotic-ish design. I mean, like, here's pictures of them. Anybody else thinking this? Or is it just me? Perhaps this would make for a great Pokemon crossover video? Here comes another Gen 5 bug-type Pokemon that I like, but with a unique typing, and that's the Bug-Electric Galvantula. I adore this Pokemon even though I'm not much of a fan of spiders or arachnids for that matter, but this Pokemon being based upon a tarantula, which is such a simple yet perfect design, is absolutely amazing to me. I especially love its first stage evolution, Joltik, which has to be one of the cutest little creatures I've ever seen throughout my whole entire life. Like, seriously, just look how tiny it is. Look how tiny it is. Anyway, Galvantula definitely sticks out amongst other bug types due to its appearance, plus I really like its signature move, Electro Web, as I think it's an incredible move to have. But I think if it was real, I'd be even more scared of tarantulas, especially if I saw this thing running towards me whilst discharging its thunderous webbing. I mean, I've seen 8-legged freaks, and that's a hell of a lot of nope. The Queen Bee herself, Vespiquen, is one of the greatest Pokemon we ever received from Generation 4 and is one mean biatch. I said biatch. It's PG. She is a floating honeycomb fortress full of grubs according to her Pokedex entries, and that simply makes me feel a little bit... But anyway, she evolves from female combis only to become Beedrill's more angrier older sister, and definitely shouldn't be messed with during the wrong time of the month. Yikes. Anyway, I'm always reminded of Bumblebee from DC comic books whenever I look at Vespiquen's design, and it's easy to see why I think this, as both queens are total badasses. But I always wonder what a male combi would evolve into. Interesting. One of the coolest bug type designs that looks like it was ripped straight out of an episode of Kamen Rider, and that is Lydian, an all-time favourite Johto Pokemon of mine. And yes, I know that Lydian isn't one of the strongest Pokemon on this list for sure, but it doesn't stop me from loving this little guy so much to put him this high up on this list. Ever since I first played Pokemon Silver, Lydian has always been a part of my team in the early parts of the game, even with the obvious type disadvantages against Falkner and neutral damage against Bugsy. But I will admit that I do hope Game Freak give this buggy dude a new evolution just to give him the boost that he needs. Or, I don't know, the Pokemon Company just need to stick him in a Pokemon tournament too. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Just 3 simple words. Bye bye Butterfree. That episode alone from the original anime just shows how much love this Pokemon has from the community, to the point where it made almost everyone's eyes stream down their faces. I know I cried, and then almost 20 years later, spoiler alert, I cried again when they reenacted the scene in the Pokemon movie I Choose You. Seriously, why would you play my emotions like that, Pokemon? It's not fair for me to lose Butterfree once, but to do it twice is just mean. But putting my sadness aside for the moment, I honestly do love Butterfree, and I can admit that it's mostly down to nostalgia from the anime for how cute and cool Ash's Butterfree was, especially as we saw it come so far as a tiny Caterpie to a tanky Metapod to eventually morph into this beautiful butterfly Pokemon. It probably helped that I already loved butterflies as a kid growing up because of how gentle and colourful they are, and Butterfree definitely captures that in its design. Even in the Pokemon games, it was always fun using a Butterfree in battle, primarily using the powder type moves to mess around with the enemy or to make it easier to capture wild Pokemon. And it was especially fun if you've ever tried making an Ash Ketchum Pokemon team, which I do recommend giving it a try at least once if you've never done it before. Just don't release Butterfree, my heart can't take it. From Zero to Hero, we have the Fighting Beetle Heracross. I'm such a huge fan of Generation 2, from the Johto region itself to the gym leaders all the way to the amazing Pokemon that were introduced back in Gold and Silver. And Heracross is easily one of my favourite bug type Pokemon from the franchise, which is why he is so high up on this list. He has an epic rhinoceros beetle design that reminds me of the Megazord the Crimson Thunder Ranger used in Power Rangers Ninja Storm. And then interestingly enough, when he mega evolves, he turns into a more, yet derpy, Hercules beetle that would probably be loved by the Beetleborgs. I've noticed I've mentioned so many types of Super Sentai shows during this video. But then again, where else would I mention these great shows? Anyway, back to actual Pokemon trivia. I love Ash's Heracross in the anime for how powerful it was, but mainly for how fun and funny it was during the Johto journeys. I especially love the fact that its bond with Bulbasaur was always like a humorous one, where he was trying to suck the sap out of Bulbasaur's bulb. What? That actually happened. I'm not even making this up. This actually happened. This is meant to be a kid's show. Okay, this is ignoring the bulb sapping. He was pretty cool using the remix of Generation 2 in Heart Gold Soul Silver, and really cool Pokemon. And yeah, I think I've stated enough really here. Really cool Pokemon, Heracross. Yeah. Why the sap though? At the third spot is my glass cannon from Pokemon Moon, and that is Ribombay. Possibly the happiest bug Pokemon I've ever seen, and even one of my favourite fairy types. Ribombay is one of the greatest Pokemon from Alola in my opinion, and definitely has some useful abilities such as Shield Dust, which blocks the additional effects of attacks taken from the enemy, or even its hidden ability, Sweet Veil, which prevents itself and its ally from falling asleep. This Bee-Fly Pokemon has a powerful special attack stat and has ludicrous speed, which is why it is my glass cannon of Alola. It evolves from Cutiefly, which is clearly a cutie pie that can fly. Okay, that was a bad joke, but honestly, how can you not like this Pokemon? It's a mix between a bee fly and a fairy that's wearing a cute little scarf, giving it such a pure and elegant design. I feel like I could go on and on and on, but I think you get my point of why I love Rabombe. Plus, you can always hear more of me talking about Rabombe in my Pokemon Tournament DLC video. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's never gonna happen now, but it'd be pretty cool if we get, you know, Pokemon Tournament 2, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, that Rabombe could show up. Who knows? Cheeky little plug. Hashtag best girl. So at this point of the recording, it was just announced that there is going to be a Pokemon Direct tomorrow, and now this has got me excited, and it is also distracting me because I'm trying to talk to friends about how hyped we are, and by the time you've already heard this, which is probably like the Direct has already happened, and we probably already know what Generation 8 is, or if Pokemon 2's a thing, or if there's a Mystery Dungeon Stadium Snap game coming out, who knows. Yeah, so this video probably comes out 3 days after that Direct, I'd imagine. So anyway, number 2, we have a tie, but technically it's not a tie because it's between Cypher and Scizor, who are from the same evolutionary line, which Scizor is the evolved form of Cypher when it is traded with a metal coat. And Cypher is the original Edgelord from Kanto, with its snazzy little green mantis reptile design with epic sword arms included. And Scizor is sort of like the Terminator of Johto, with its intimidating appearance and pincer claws. Their Pokedex entries say that Cypher has ninja-like agility and speed, whereas Scizor mentions that his pincers can crush any hard object. Now I guess Scizor has the one up on Cypher for being the final stage evolution and for being a part steel type Pokemon. For me, that's kind of cool because I prefer steel Pokemon over flying type, which is Cypher's secondary typing. Plus, Scizor has a Mega Evolution that looks similar to Iron Man, and you could potentially see that happening in a future Pokemon crossover video, and you should probably stick around to see that eventually. And I guess because I've stated 3 different things, that means Scizor's got 3 up on Cypher, and maybe that does mean I like Scizor more. But at the same time, I've always loved Tracy's warrior-like Cypher from the anime, and its rivalry it shared with Ash's Charizard was pretty cool. There's a fly trying to attack me. Get away. Got him. Bug type video. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. I think I was saying something along the lines of it was pretty cool seeing Cypher fight Charizard, you know, because of the whole bug type challenging a giant fire lizard, you know, not caring about the whole type disadvantage, and yeah, it was pretty epic. It was dumb, but it was definitely epic, and both Pokemon are incredible, and I simply couldn't pick one over the other, so thankfully they are from the same evolutionary line. Yeah, maybe Scizor is my favourite one out of the 2. Oh well, I'm gonna keep it as 2, because, you know, 2 Pokemon from the same evolutionary line, it's a 2-stage evolution, at the number 2 spot is attack. This is why I don't go off script often, or do I? And finally at number 1 is a newer Pokemon which was introduced in Sun and Moon, and that is Golisopod. The hard-scale Pokemon was one of the absolute powerhouses on my Pokemon Sun team during my first time through Alola. Its first stage evolution, Wimpod, I find to be very adorable, and I love its whole personality, starting off as a coward, making it hard to capture as it tries running away from you, and then with its ability Wimp Out, allowing it to flee in battle after its HP drops below halfway. And when it evolves into Golisopod, it gains this new sense of bravery and becomes skillful in battle. Even its ability evolves by upgrading from Wimp Out to Emergency Exit, where it does the exact same thing, but instead of cowardly reasons, it flees due to sense and danger, which simply sounds more tactical and adds another layer of lore behind it. I also enjoy the fact that it is Guzma's signature Pokemon from Team Skull, as I am a fan of your boy, the big bad boss Guzma himself. Golisopod has a great design being based upon a giant isopod, but the coolest part of this is that its hard scales are designed after the armor of a samurai, and as we all know, samurai are pretty damn cool. Or at least I think they're pretty damn cool. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. Anyway, overall, I pretty much love everything about Golisopod, especially its shiny form, and for all these reasons, this is why the Aquatic Goliath is my number 1 bug-type Pokemon. And that was my top 10 favourite bug-type Pokemon. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not share some of your favourite bug types down in the comment section below. To show your support, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more future uploads. But for now, thank you for watching, I've been Link Cable, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.